Hello and welcome to UAT Time within the United Countries Special by First Ukraine. You can find us on the frequencies available on our website firstua.com. I'm Sergey Velichanskiy.
And I am Olivier Vedrine. UAT Time is dedicated to bring Ukraine and Europe closer to each other by introducing the real Ukraine to the rest of the world.
Over 30,000 soldiers have been demobilized from the anti-terroristic operation zone. They all came home after being in active constant combat for several months and some even for a year. What kind of men we will have upon their return? What if our heroes become our enemies in the town we live in? What can we do to prevent this? And what can we do to turn soldiers back into loving fathers and husbands?
Our guest today is Nicolas Tacussel, psychologist, head of NGO Smile for Ukraine, volunteer from France.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello,
Welcome.
Thanks for guesting me.
Yes, thank you for joining us, actually. You're doing such an important job. But before we get into it, give us a little bit of information. You came to Ukraine back in January, but really moved into Ukraine in July. Would you give us just a little story? How did it happen?
In start, I was come in January 2014.
Yes, yes.
And for watch
when
Maidan.
Maidan, yes,
when it was Maidan, because French media don't speak good about Ukrainian people, and I want to watch exactly what is situation. And after I continue my work in Paris and in Europe, and step by step, I tried to be more in Ukraine. And in July, I decided to live here, in July 2014.
Okay. So, and you've been here pretty much in Ukraine and then going to Paris and coming back?
I live in Kiev, but I continue to go in Paris for my work because I have an office of consultation for chairman of company and for people.
Okay, so like you continue the practice in Paris?
In Ukraine, I don't work. In Ukraine, I live in Ukraine. I spend all my time with Smile for Ukraine, and I go in Paris for work every 10 days for 4 or 5 days.
What he is very modest because he's very well known in France as a psychologist for very, very big boss in French company.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. What I've heard that you are treating some sports stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I work with gymnastics because when I was young, I make a lot of gymnastics, and I help gymnasts about brain, about stress, and I work for automobile sports. Okay. I work with tauromaquia, it's in Spain, and the aim with the sportive is to they feel all capacity they can have inside, and when they have stress, they can take control of the stress.
And you work for the largest French company.
And for chairman of company too, because I help them, for example, about communication, I help them about management, I help them about how to will touch human, because the more important it's human. Okay. Before to be chairman, you are human. Before to be president, you are human. Before to be presenter, you are human. And the more important, it's human.
Yes. Okay. Well, as far as I, getting ready for this meeting for our show, I kind of found out that, one of your purposes of what you do with the clients and patients is you want the patients to figure out and learn how their body works and how to control their emotions, right?
Yes, it's the more important. If you can control your emotion, if you can control your body, if you understand what problem you have in your brain, you can be free. You can be free. And we have, for now, one life, and I think it's very important to be free in your life. Okay. Me, when I decided to come in Maidan, all my friends, Ukrainian friends to live in France told me I'm crazy to come. But I feel inside me I can. Of course I was scary to come because it was first time to come in Ukraine. And I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian. Yes. But I feel inside me it's my capacity to come.
Okay, well, it's one thing to work with, on a regular basis with people that, like sportsmen and others, just maybe for a hobby, for a good time, they do this. But it's totally different thing to get involved with the soldiers sometime in September and October. you joined the
this project.
effort. Yes. What made you jump into it?
In start, I meet with a lot of psychologues in all Ukraine for understand how they work, for understand how they work with soldiers from ATO. And in this lot of meetings we have, I see a lot of problems they can have. The first is in Ukraine, psychologists is not good work because people are scary to speak with psychologue, because in Ukraine, if you see psychologue, it's like if you are crazy in your brain, or it's like if you...
And I'll tell you, that's true. That's the overall idea, that if somebody hears that he started visiting a psychologist, that they think, oh, something is wrong. You know.
And it's why me with my job I use all about psycho leadership. It's a positive psychology. In my consultation, my client don't speak a lot of. It's me to will analyze how they speak. I will analyze item in face. It's how your face move. And in this, I can read your emotion. And my job is to explain you why it's normal to you have this pain, why it's normal if you have a lot of problem. Because if you accept to see your problem, if you accept to understand, yes, I'm sad and I can't be sad, it's very more quickly after, for be good, for feel more good. The more difficult is to don't want to see the reality. If you don't want to see the reality, never
See
you can
what?
find
Reality. Okay.
In French, we have a very difficult accent when we speak English.
Yeah, well, I can't even speak French, so je m'appelle Serge, that's all I know. So,
Хорошо, меня зовут Nicolas.
so accepting the reality. Actually, in one of the interviews I saw Nicolas did, he said that accepting the reality will make Ukraine a strong country.
Yes, it's very important.
But what do you mean by reality? Accepting that, yes, we are in a big trouble right now, right?
Yes.
Instead of saying, oh, it's well, but where's the difference between positive thinking and optimistic thinking? Yes, it's going to be all right. And you know what I mean?
Yes. You can be optimist, but not realist.
Okay.
For example, you can make your all nice think positive to, oh, I will be rich. But if you make nothing for your life, never you will be rich. You can use all nice thing to you want. If you don't move, you will don't be rich.
Okay.
Positive, it's accept to see situation, and don't make all your attention in this difficult situation. Tell, yes, I have this situation. Maybe it's my mistake to make this situation, but now I can find solution. If I can make this mistake, I can find solution. You know, it's like it's why it's very important to people understand to brain is very strong and we can very feel free.
Yes, this is the same, you know, in history or in politics or in job politics. When you are realistic about the problems, you already did 50% of the work. This is like in mathematics. When you have the hypothesis, you have 50% of the job is done. And this is the same in psychology.
Okay. Well, there's many more things I want to know about what you do with Smile for Ukraine. Actually, if one of the things why we do this program today is we want everyone who sees this somehow put a hashtag and find all the information about these guys that do an awesome work. So hashtag S4U or hashtag Smile for Ukraine.
And also they have a very nice website. I saw that today. And please go to the website of Smile for Ukraine. You will see all the information, contact, a nice photo, and if you want to help, you are welcome.
And in Facebook too.
Yes.
And you have a Facebook
But
page.
here's the thing, hashtag, either on Twitter or Google or Facebook, they're going to be able to find your information. That's why hashtag is so universal. But let's come back. You said that in the period of your work, you've been able to consult 60 soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers. You've been able to work with 60.
Yes, yes.
Ukrainian soldiers.
Yes.
And
more
about
because-
300 and 400 soldiers got psychological assistance from other specialists who you helped
Yes,
to
with
develop
my
the
program.
program.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so why just 60? No, the question is, how long does it take?
You know, I'm French, guys. I'm alone. I have team, but it's very, very difficult for me to find volunteer for free. For free.
Okay.
Because I understand to know it's crazy in Ukraine and all people want to win money.
Okay.
But me, I make something for Ukraine. You know, I think too it's important to Ukrainian people help Smile for Ukraine too.
Yeah, plus there will be no
Yes.
language barrier and stuff. But the question is, what criteria do you need? Can a graduate with this psychological degree join your team? Would you teach them?
Yes.
And they will be able to help?
Yes. The aim to Smile for Ukraine, it's one of aim, because we have different aim, is we give masterclass for psychologists.
Okay.
And after this psychologists can work with our method. What is our method? First, with Smile for Ukraine, we do accept we are in a war. We are in a war.
Yes.
And the problem is now it's like taboo. You know, no people don't want to speak about war. In European Union, they don't want to speak about war. Just they speak to it's separatist or it's pro-Russian people. It's not the reality, it's war.
Well, even in my introduction, I used anti-terroristic operation, but in reality, it's a full-blown war.
When you are your country and you have another country to come in your country, it's attack, it's war.
Yes.
And you know that today we have an offensive. Today, we are an offensive in the Donbass. Today.
Okay.
You have more and more offensive today.
Well.
It's why a lot of people, what is the different situation between Maidan and now? In Maidan, people, they are very strong. They are like block because they had nothing to lose. It's why Maidan was very, very incredible. But after Maidan, people start to be tired because they think to nothing change. But we can't change country in 1 year.
Yes.
It's not possible. Your last election, it was 1 year. I think to your president make a lot of things for try to change something, but it's only 1 year.
Yeah.
He had need to more time. And he had need to have help from European Union.
Okay, we'll come back to that. But seriously, I want to underline one thing, that for you, first of all, domestically, in Ukrainian side, you need people with psychological degree. Volunteers.
Volunteer, or people to work in NGO and their interest about Smile for Ukraine program.
Okay, so psychological only, or maybe there could be some other degrees?
Some other, we have need to psycholog, psychiatre, doctor, nurse.
Okay.
Because we have need to after share this information with another NGO to have need to, maybe they have need to nurse and they don't know nurse.
And please ask for financial aid also.
Yes, of course, of course. We have need to money for make program.
Well, that's another issue, that domestically is one thing, but how the West can help you, because it's true that everybody is afraid of the word war.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of countries, because of the politics, cannot provide Ukraine with weapons. But this is where they can help you. What can they do?
The problem is they don't use war. You know, it's like if you have different level about situation. If you speak about conflict, we will give this help. If you tell we are in a war.
Sure, I understand. But so right now, no one says there is no official status of war, so they can help. Okay, so how can they help? The money, as I said, right? So by following this hashtag, they will be able to find the information on your website, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what else? Can how?
You know, yesterday we talked about that. We had a dinner together, and we talked about that. Now this is the beginning, but we can find some program. We involve the European Union to help Ukraine for media, for Medicare, for economy reconvention.
Okay.
We have that. That's the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. Then we discussed about that yesterday, and more now the European Union, with some other countries like Poland, like Romania, like Bulgaria, they will do some financial aid, financial program to help Ukraine. But this is very, can I say, in European way of thinking. That means we have a program, for example, and now we have a program who is in Romania. The finance come from Europe, and this is to help with Romania, Moldavia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Romania. In this program, you have psychology, media, reconversion, e-governance, and all that. This is not direct, but Ukraine is in the package.
Okay, okay. So basically, to sum it up, everything that can be done should be done, right? In the beginning, I said 30,000 men and women came back from the active combat zone. And you've been able to help 300, 400 plus 60, maybe 500 total, because these men come back completely different.
Yes.
They, I mean, no one can really imagine what they had to go through, what they had seen, and what they had experienced. Could you give me, share with us maybe a story, or tell me how does it happen? What is happening for us to understand?
We do understand about psychology of soldiers. Soldiers are in Donbass. They are in Donbass for help Ukraine. But it's not only Ukraine, it's help family, children, mother, brother, etc., etc. These soldiers, when they come back, they have a lot of people to speak to its hero. And they feel very good. But after, when they start to be alone, after 1 week or 2 weeks, they start to have a lot of damage from what they live in Donbass.
Okay.
And in this time, they close herself. And it's very, very, very dramatic, because your wife see a man to go in Donbass, and when he come back, it's another man. You see your father go in Donbass, and when he come back, it's another man. And this situation can be very, very, very dramatic for a lot of family. Sometimes you can see good father to go in Donbass, he come back, he drunk all time. He start to be alcoholic.
You know, I want to underline a fact. With Nicolas, we made some friends that talk about Azerbaijan, this battalion from Azerbaijan. And 1 week ago, I was again with my friend from Azerbaijan, and he said to me that, okay, Olivier, we have around 10,000 soldiers who will come back from the front next weeks. They will have a gun. And please, Olivier, help us. And I said that to Nicolas. Europe must help us, because when they will come back, if they are hungry, they will go on Maidan.
Yeah.
That's why the job of Nicolas is very important. Yeah. If we want to face some problems, and those problems will happen if we will do nothing.
It's very important to help these guys to give life for Ukraine, and it's very important to be proud, but not to be only proud like we give painting for them, or we do help them really to restart new life. It's very important to help these guys to restart new life. How you can build new Ukraine, it's this soldier, they can't build Ukraine. Yeah. Or you can build new Ukraine and strong Ukraine if children, they are sad. They start to don't like Russian, and I think it's not good for child. Sure. It's not parent to speak bad about Russian. It's child, they understand all. Yeah. But they don't understand really all.
You know, this is the same after the Second World War we have with the German in France, because everybody hated the German. Sure. But now my generation, we like the German. Yeah. And that was a very, very long job. Yeah. And we want to maybe do this job more quickly with, with our
It's important too.
Well, besides soldiers, you do projects with displaced children. The children that were the refugees from the territories.
Yes.
They are in camps or located nearby or across the country. What do you do?
We do help them to feel the more peaceful inside to possible. It's very, very, very important. This child, they have a lot of traumatism. Maybe they lost parents, maybe they lost house. And you know, when you're a child, your house is very, very lot of symbolic.
Yes.
And if we don't make something helpful for them, to explain them the reality of situation, to help them to feel they can be strong, it will be like bomb, the child.
Yes.
Because if, for example, last time I see one child, father died in Donbass. This child hates Russia. But it's not Russia.
Yeah.
It's not Russia. It's one man in Russia, not only one man, but
The system.
The system.
Yes. Russia.
And
Yeah,
it's very
system.
important for the child to understand the war, to understand why my father died. And it's very important to understand how my government helped me too. Because my father died for my country. And if we want to child have patriotic to the like Ukraine, to speak Ukrainian, it's very important to help them.
Yes.
Sometimes when I speak with people, they are shocked. They are shocked about, but it's vision we have in European Union. You know, when I see in Europe we make a rehabilitation program for soldiers, and when I see you make in Ukraine, it's very, very different.
Yeah, we have a lot of program in the French army for our troops. When they go abroad, like in Africa, in Mali, for example, they come back, but they have big psychological assistant, big. They have 1 week, or they go in nice place to rest. After that, they have psychological assistants. Their family also. We really take care of our soldiers in the French army, and that's what Ukraine needs.
And we have need to work with the Ministry of Defense, because
You do?
not for now, but it's very important. We do work together.
Yes, of course.
It's very
because
important.
that's how you travel.
But your job is very
You travel.
important, Nicolas, because in the history, we know after a war between two people, we need 1 or 2 generations to forget and to
Yeah.
come back to friendly relationship.
Yeah.
Then if we want to do that quickly, we have to do the work, psychological assistant now.
Ukrainian people, they are pacifists. They are
Yes.
not like
Yes.
attack or something like this. It's why it's very sad what you have in your country now, and it's why it's very, very important to make good and serious program.
Yes.
For example, see, after the First World War, we have the Second World War, and not more than 1 generation. That means during 1 generation, German thinks they hated the French, and they go back to and that's why the Second World War. We want to avoid that.
Yeah. Well, Ukraine has always been peaceful.
Yes.
Even after the Soviet Union broke down, there has not been any major conflict on our territory. And no reason for that, because I mean, Ukraine has always been multi-language, multicultural, nationals lived here, and we've always welcomed everybody. You know, and now the legend, the myth, is that supposedly, you know, some Ukrainians started suddenly overnight hate the Russians.
Yes.
You know.
It's why Ukraine to be strong and free. It's very important to she be independent.
Okay.
More she will be independent and strong, more she will can build good place in European Union and be free. It's very important for business, for economy, for tourism. Is all these topics.
And for the people.
For the people, of course, because it will have repercussion on this.
Well, time has flown by, and we are pretty much at the end. You know. Well, first of all, I want to one more time state this. Yes, these guys need all kinds of assistance because they do what needs to be done. Actually, yes. In the beginning, we needed to arm our army, but now the time goes and the problems are much wider than just arming the army, because we want to have those boys come back and be normal. Well, thank you. Honestly, thank you for doing this and for being with us. It is possible to be victorious on the battlefield, but lose the war if one can't restore their country. All types of rehab assistance is a need number one for our Ukraine. It was United Country UAT time by First Ukraine. Thanks for joining us for a cup of tea.
Olivier Vedrine and Sergey Velichanskiy were working for you in the studio. Stay with us and we will show to you the real Ukraine.
Thank you for being with us. Have a good day and see you soon.
Thank you.